Hello, everyone. Thank you again for coming to the page. I'm Sheree. I really appreciate everybody coming and listening to my content, listening to me ramble on. I hope you like, follow, and share. As you can see, I now have a microphone, so I should sound a little bit better. This week's content is coming to you thanks to the Jones Beach East Bathhouse. My kids and I had an opportunity to check it out last week, and it has been recently renovated. The state of New York has invested a lot of money into turning it into a spray zone, walk-in pool for the kids, and it was just very, very nicely done. You know, here in the Northeast, we pay really high taxes, and a lot of people tend to complain, but we have great schools, we have public services, we have a social safety net, and a lot more. And, you know, you look at a lot of high tax social democracies like Norway and Finland, and their corresponding high quality of life ratings. And, you know, you kind of wonder, everybody complains, oh, your taxes are going to go up and we're going to have universal health care, your taxes are going to go up. But I think that there is a gross misunderstanding of taxation as opposed to individual expenses that the individual is paying out for. And that's really a shame because it's really affected our policy and our way of life. You know, I'm really going to Bernie out in this video. I've been listening to Bernie Sanders for years, way before he became cool. He used to be on the Thom Hartmann program on the weekdays in the middle of the week, and you would be able to talk to him, ask him questions, and he was really responsive in exactly drilling home what so many are saying these days, especially as part of the wave of democratic socialists that are coming through the country. The other thing that is like, you know, you're seeing what's happening in New York City. I live outside of New York on Long Island, but I was born and raised in New York. I was born in Queens, and my family had a building in Astoria. So I did spend a lot of time growing up in the city, feeling the vibes of the city. I am a child, I'm a New Yorker through and through. It is truly the greatest city in the world. But I just got shaken by one of those Chinese lantern flies. Ugh, disgusting. So anyway, we were talking about how awesome New York City is. And you can see how the shift is thanks to Mayor Mamdani and what he's doing. Most notably lately, you've been noticing that people have been posting on social media about potholes and water fountains and basic governance that they're looking for, and he's coming through within 24 hours and fixing the little things for the people. It's not just, I'm going to give a new stadium to a billionaire owner. It's, I'm going to fix the potholes in front of your home. I'm going to fill 100,000 potholes in 100 days. That's real, meaningful governance. That's not just platitudes. Oh, well, we'll get childcare, but it's hard and it's this difficult. And where we're going to find the money? He says, no, flicks the switch. This is how we do it. This is what the governance should be. This is what we've been expecting. I think it's so funny how seeing plain and efficient government work for the people seems like such a foreign concept. I was born in the early 80s, and I was born into the rugged individualism of the Reagan era. And I believe that move from collectivism to this individualism was not only championed by Reagan and the Republicans, and now we know exactly why. So far this session, I have been interrupted with my own technical difficulties, a Chinese lantern fly, and now one of my kids. So we're seeing the effects in the decline of our infrastructure, our healthcare, our overall quality of life. Everybody calls it the inshittification of everything. Everything has been driven towards the profit motive. Subscriptions in your car, subscriptions for everything, or buying a video that this gentleman bought, the Lord of the Rings extended edition, and then they pulled it from his streaming service and they wouldn't refund him. So, you know, I think this all comes together to say that people have grown tired of this identity politics, the showmanship of Congress like a wrestling match. And the younger voting blocs want to see their tax dollars go towards the greater good, not towards more violence, not towards more war. We need to vote in the midterms, of course, but our culture, our society needs to change to be more collective, more of the community, communism, if you will. Because then our quality of life will continue to decline. It's really not left versus right, although we know who is worse. It's really top versus bottom. You know, they said out of many, one, and we are. But they also said divide and conquer, which they are. I think we need to fight back against that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for showing up again this week. I really appreciate your effort to following me on this journey. Please like, follow, subscribe if you are feeling what I'm talking. Have a great day.